Chosen ones, stop for a second and listen close, because what you're about to hear could be the very moment your whole financial story flips upside down, and I mean that in the best way possible. This isn't some late-night infomercial promising you the moon, nor is it a dusty old prayer you'd find tucked in a hymn book. No, this is a living, breathing key, a powerful declaration that's already changed lives, and it's knocking on your door right now. Imagine this, folks just like you, maybe someone who stared at the bills piling up, wondering if the tide will ever turn, have spoken these words with a spark of faith and watched their world light up. Money started showing up out of nowhere, maybe a refund they forgot about, a side gig that fell in their lap, or a raise they didn't see coming. Opportunities. They popped up like wildflowers after a spring rain, leading to breakthroughs they'd given up dreaming about years ago. And here's the kicker, that same power, that same promise, is sitting here waiting for you. If you're thinking, me? After all these years? Let me tell you, you're not here by accident. You didn't just stumble onto this video while flipping through YouTube. Something bigger, a nudge from fate, a whisper from the universe, drew you here because you're ready to step into something extraordinary. The Bible says it best in John 10 verse 10, I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full, and that fullness, chosen ones, includes the abundance waiting for you right now. Before we get rolling, let's clear the air. Wealth isn't just about a fat bank account or a fancy car in the driveway. It's an energy, a limitless river of abundance that's been flowing all around you your whole life, just waiting for you to dip your hands in. You don't need to be a Wall Street hotshot or win the lottery to claim it, all it takes is a willing heart and a little trust in what's possible. Feel that stirring in your chest? That's your cue. Hit that like button right now to say, I'm in. It's your first move toward this new chapter. And if you're with me, slam that subscribe button too. Let's push this channel to 10,000 subscribers so more folks like us can grab this blessing. Drop I'm ready in the comments below to lock it in with the universe. You'll feel the shift, I promise. Now, take a slow, deep breath, chosen ones. Feel your feet on the floor, the weight of this moment settling in, because this is your anchor, your starting line. You're not just hearing words, you're stepping into a life where abundance isn't a someday dream, it's yours, today. Let's open that door together. Alright, chosen ones, let's sit down together and unpack something that might just change the way you see everything. Wealth isn't what the world's been telling you all these years. It's not just the balance in your checking account, not the cushion to pay off that lingering credit card, and definitely not the new gadgets or that dream vacation you've been eyeing. No, it's deeper, richer, it's an energy, a mighty, unstoppable current coursing through life itself, swirling around you like a river that's been waiting patiently for you to wade in. Think about that for a second. This isn't about stacking dollar bills or flashing a fancy watch, it's about tapping into a force that's alive, breathing, and ready to flood your days with more than you've dared to hope for. But here's where it gets real. How many times have you felt like you're spinning your wheels? Maybe you've worked those long hours, punched the clock year after year, and still, the money trickles out faster than it comes in. The fridge breaks, the car needs fixing, and you're left wondering, why does it always feel like I'm one step behind? I'll tell you why. It's not because abundance is playing hard to get. It's those quiet, sneaky blockages inside you, the ones you might not even see, the fear that whispers, this is all there is, the doubt that says, I've missed my shot, or that heavy old guilt from choices made decades ago. Those are the walls holding back the floodgates, choking the natural flow of prosperity that's meant to be yours. Let me paint you a picture. There was this woman, Linda, 58, from Tennessee. She'd spent half her life raising kids alone, pinching pennies, convinced she'd never get ahead. One day, stuck in a hospital waiting room after her son's surgery, she overheard a nurse talking about letting go of old burdens. Something clicked. Linda started praying differently, not just for enough, but for more, trusting it was okay to want it. A month later, a neighbor she barely knew offered her a part-time bookkeeping gig. Turns out, it grew into a steady income that didn't just cover the bills but let her save for once. That's what this prayer is all about, shattering those inner chains, smashing through the junk that's kept you from the fullness that's been yours all along. The good book nails it in Matthew 7 verse 7, "Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened." This isn't wishful thinking or some preacher's empty promise, it's a call to reach out, to believe that what's on the other side is already waiting with your name written on it. You're not begging for scraps, you're claiming what's rightfully yours by divine design. So, let's talk. Does this stir something in you, maybe a memory of when you felt stuck or a hope you've buried? Drop a "yes, I feel it" in the comments below. I want to hear where you're at, because we're walking this road together, and your voice matters. Now, anchor yourself right here, chosen ones. Feel your heartbeat, steady and strong, thumping like a drumbeat calling you home to this truth. That rhythm? It's syncing up with the flow of abundance that's about to break wide open. We're not just chatting about possibilities, we're stepping into them, right now. Here we go. Here we are, chosen ones, standing on the edge of something sacred, where the whispers of hope we've stirred up now explode into a roar of transformation. This isn't a quiet little moment anymore, it's your soul reaching out, trembling with anticipation, ready to grab hold of what's been waiting for you all along. Imagine lifting your voice to the vast, shimmering universe, that endless sea of grace and plenty, and crying out with every ounce of your being, "Oh, mighty fountain of abundance, I'm here, heart wide open, unleash your blessings over me." Feel the weight of it. Wealth isn't some distant dream you've got to claw your way toward, it's your birthright, pulsing through you like a heartbeat, as natural as the tears you've shed or the laughter you've shared. Money's about to rush in, a wild, joyful torrent, not just from the steady drip of your paycheck, but from corners that'll make your jaw drop, a forgotten check in the mail, a friend's voice on the line with a lifeline, a door creaking open that you swore was locked tight forever. But oh, there's more, you're shaking off the chains that bound you, the ones that cut deep with every tug. Those old, bitter lies, "There's nothing left for me, I've failed too many times, I'm not enough," they're crumbling now, dissolving like ash in the wind. Feel the release as you let fear slip through your fingers, as you shove those sleepless nights of worry into the past, as you bury the guilt that's clawed at your soul for far too long. You're unshackled, chosen ones, standing tall with a fire in your chest, whispering to the stars, "I trust you, I trust your wild, boundless generosity to carry me through." Picture Mary, a 49-year-old waitress from Georgia, her hands trembling as she counted crumpled tips under dim diner lights, her spirit worn thin by years of just getting by. One night, tears streaking her face, she scrawled, "I'm letting go," on a napkin after a stranger's kindness broke her open. A week later, a chance to cater a party lit a spark, and now she's standing in a life where abundance isn't a stranger anymore. That's your fire too, burning away the walls, calling in the riches that have wept for you to claim them. And this wealth? It's not cold coins or crisp bills, it's the warmth of health flooding your body, the glow of love wrapping your home in its arms, the stillness of peace cradling your tired heart, the thrill of success painting your days with color. You're a magnet, chosen ones, a blazing beacon drawing prosperity to you like moths to a flame, and the Bible sings it loud in Psalm 23 verse 1, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." That's your anthem now, a melody of certainty that every need is met, every longing answered, because you were born for this fullness. But here's the holy vow surging through you, this treasure isn't yours to clutch in the dark, it's a river to share, a light to shine. You'll mend the roof that's leaked through too many storms, whisk your grandkids off to see the oceans roar, slip a lifeline to a friend drowning in hard times, pour your heart into a cause that keeps you up at night dreaming of change. Money becomes love alive in your hands, a sacred dance of giving and growing that echoes beyond your doorstep. Think of Earl, 55, a mechanic from Missouri, his calloused hands idle after his shop closed, his hope flickering like a dying ember, until a prayer like this reignited him. A friend's loaned tools sparked one job, and when he fixed a single mom's van for free, tears in her eyes mirroring his own, the universe answered, customers lined up, and his soul found purpose again. That's your heartbeat, chosen ones, money as a vessel of love, a bridge to meaning that lifts you and everyone around you higher. What's blazing in your spirit right now? Drop a "this is my promise" in the comments. I'm aching to hear how you'll wield this gift, because your fire sets ours ablaze too. Now, anchor yourself here. Feel the air rush into your lungs, fierce and alive, like the tide of prosperity crashing over you, pulling you forward. This isn't the end, it's your awakening, and we're soaring together from here. We've walked through the fire together, felt the sparks of possibility catch and blaze. Now it's time to lock this truth deep into your soul and let it thunder through your life with unshakable power. This is your sacred stand, the moment where you rise, shoulders squared, heart pounding like a drum, and cry out to the heavens with a voice that could split the sky. I'm ready, wide open, raw, and fearless, to embrace every drop of wealth the universe has been yearning to shower over me. You're not whispering timid hopes anymore, you're roaring a declaration that rattles the stars, trusting with every trembling breath that the signs are coming. Oh, they're coming fast. A check slipping into your mailbox like a love letter from fate, a phone call that bends your path toward gold, a quiet nudge in your gut that says, this is it, the tide's turning, and it's turning for me. Hold that feeling close, it's yours, chosen ones, a promise breaking through the dark. And now, let's wrap ourselves in the warm, golden glow of gratitude, because this isn't just a nice word, it's the lifeblood of miracles, the secret song your spirit's been aching to sing. Picture every dollar that lands in your hands, every worn bill or clinking coin, and feel the shiver of awe as you whisper, thank you, knowing it's not just money, it's a sacred gift, a tiny seed kissed by faith, ready to burst into a harvest so vast it spills over the edges of your wildest dreams. That 20 you found in an old coat. That tip you didn't expect. They're not accidents, they're echoes of a bigger yes, and you're cradling them with a gratitude so fierce it multiplies, doubling, tripling, until your cup runneth over. Then take that fullness and pour it out, share a hot meal with a stranger, slide a few bucks to a friend who's drowning, give with a heart so swollen with joy it feels like it might burst, because every time you do, you're kicking open doors the size of barn gates, calling in blessings that crash in like a summer storm after a parched July. I'll never forget Clara, 62, from Alabama, her hands weathered from years of folding laundry and counting pennies on a widow's pension, her eyes shadowed by a life of just enough. One Sunday, knees bent in a creaky pew, she dropped her last $5 into the offering plate, tears carving rivers down her cheeks as she choked out, "Thank you for this little bit." Days later, a cousin she hadn't hugged in 20 years mailed her $200 with a note that read, "I just felt you needed this." Then a church sister asked her to sew quilts, and stitch by stitch, Clara wove her way into a life where lack became a distant memory, her laughter ringing like church bells. That's the alchemy of a thankful heart, chosen ones, it turns crumbs into feasts, and it's yours to wield. Now cast your eyes forward, beyond the horizon, see money flowing in like a river unleashed, smooth and sweet, washing away the years of scraping by, see opportunities blooming like wildflowers across a field you thought was barren, one after another, relentless, a cascade of yes piling up at your feet, see your life pulsing with a potential so electric it crackles in the air, every dawn a canvas painted with promise. The universe isn't some distant bystander, it's your fiercest ally, wrapping you in arms of starlight, whispering in your ear with a love so deep it shakes the earth beneath you, guiding your every weary step toward a triumph that'll echo through the rest of your days. Philippians 4 verse 19 sings it clear, "And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus," not a trickle, not a tease, but a deluge of goodness crashing down, because you're his beloved, etched into the palms of his hands. You're not stumbling blindly here, every heartbeat, every tear you've shed, every prayer you've breathed, the cosmos is weaving it all into a tapestry of victory, lifting you higher than you ever dared imagine, to a place where impossible fades into the rearview mirror. So tell me, chosen ones, what's stirring in your spirit as this washes over you? Can you feel the shift, the ground trembling beneath your dreams? Drop a "I'm claiming it all" in the comments. I'm leaning in close, heart racing, to hear your faith rise up and shake these digital walls, because when you win, we all do. Now, anchor yourself right here, Feel the ground beneath your feet, solid as granite, steady as a vow, roots sinking deep into the unshakable promise that's carrying you forward. This isn't a fleeting pause, it's a tidal surge, a holy launching into the life you were born to claim. Let's ride this wave, shoulder to shoulder, into the glory ahead. We've walked this holy ground together, felt the earth quake with every step, heard the echoes of abundance stir the air, and now, with hearts laid bare and spirits soaring, it's time to etch this sacred covenant into the very fabric of your existence, to weave it into the quiet moments and the loud triumphs that define your days. This isn't a whisper you let fade into the wind, it's a clarion call, a flame to cradle in your trembling hands, a promise to live out with every sunrise and every starlit breath. Here's how you claim it, how you make it yours. For 7 sacred days, hold this prayer like a lifeline, like the tattered photo of a loved one you've carried through the hardest years, once as the dawn spills its golden fire across your porch, igniting the embers of hope in your chest, and again as the night unfurls its velvet cloak, the stars shimmering like tears of joy held back too long. Don't just speak the words, let them erupt from the depths of your being, a shout of faith so fierce it could crack the sky open, a song of trust so raw it reverberates through every corner of your soul. Close your eyes and let it wash over you, money pouring into your hands like a river unleashed from ancient stone, crisp bills brushing your skin with the tenderness of a long-lost friend, coins ringing out a melody of victory that drowns the silence of want. Feel it, really feel it, the weight of debt dissolving like morning mist, the dreams you buried springing back to life, the joy surging up like a tide, warm and wild, flooding every hollow place you've ever known. Taste the sweetness of a life unshackled, the roof fixed, the table full, the grandkids' laughter echoing through a home that's finally yours again. Then take that radiant, unshakable certainty and hurl it into the universe. Drop, "I'm ready to receive all the wealth the universe has for me," in the comments below, your words a lightning bolt splitting the darkness, a banner unfurled in a storm, a vow that roars across this vast digital wilderness and shakes the foundations of doubt, screaming to the cosmos, "I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm taking every bit of what's mine." But hold on, chosen ones, because this isn't the end of the road, it's the threshold of a revelation so profound it could cradle your past, your present, your every tomorrow in its tender embrace. Wealth isn't a glittering crown for the privileged, a jackpot for the young, or a reward for the flawless. It's a river carved through the heart of every soul who's ever stumbled, every weary wanderer who's ever looked up at the night sky and dared to dream. It flows for the factory worker counting overtime hours, the single mom stretching a dollar past breaking, the retiree wondering if the savings will hold. It flows for you, for me, for us all, a birthright etched in the dust of our struggles and the light of our hopes. Money? It's no tyrant or saint, it's a mirror, a quiet, shimmering energy that takes the shape of your spirit, reflecting the love you've poured out, the resilience you've forged in the furnace of hard years, the dreams you've clung to when the world said no, turning them into a force that can mend broken things, lift heavy hearts, and weave a legacy of grace. And the key that unlocks this floodgate? Faith. Faith like a wildfire raging through a dry forest, faith like a lighthouse piercing the fog, faith like a mother's prayer over a sleeping child, a trust so deep it anchors you to the eternal yes that's been singing your name since the stars were born. Think of the widow in 2 Kings 4 verse 6, her oil spilling over the rims of every jar she dared to set out, her faith stretching the impossible into a miracle that fed her family and silenced her fears. Your belief is that jar, chosen ones, and the abundance will keep pouring as long as you keep reaching, keep trusting, keep saying, "I'm worthy of this." So let's make this a living, breathing thing. Hit that like button with a grin that cracks your face wide open, because you're not just tapping a screen, you're planting a flag in the soil of miracles. Slam that subscribe button to weave your thread into this tapestry of believers, this family of bruised but unbroken dreamers standing shoulder to shoulder. Share this video with someone whose light's grown dim, your brother who's lost his way, your neighbor who's counting pennies, your oldest friend who's forgotten what hope feels like, because when you pass this torch, it doesn't flicker out, it blazes into a bonfire, a wildfire of redemption that warms us all. Lift your voice with me, chosen ones, raise your eyes to the heavens, let your consciousness soar like an eagle breaking free, Call in that prosperity with every ragged, beautiful breath you take, because this isn't just your story, it's ours, a mighty chorus of souls rising from the ashes, hands outstretched, hearts thundering, stepping into a dawn where scarcity is a ghost and abundance is the air we breathe. What's alive in you right now? Can you feel it, the pulse of a dream shaking awake, the ache of a life ready to burst into bloom, the shiver of a future so close you can taste it? Pour it all out in the comments. I'm here, leaning in close, eyes brimming, heart hammering against my ribs, desperate to catch every word, every spark, every echo of your awakening, because when you rise, you lift us all. This isn't a video you watch and forget, it's a movement, a heartbeat, a holy uprising. Let's live it, breathe it, share it, until the whole world trembles with the beauty of what we've dared to claim together.